He's Omar, he's Gaurav, I'm Majid, we're the substitutes, and let me reintroduce myself. Cristiano Ronaldo is back at United. Guys, Omar, what's the take? What's the United hot take first?
Well, we can stop pretending that we're okay with him going to City. We can stop
Good, good.
pretending that it doesn't actually kill us. People can stop burning their shirts, delete those videos, delete those tweets, get rid of all the evidence. He's back. We're really, really happy he's coming home. I'm more excited than I thought I would be.
It's funny you say that because I actually was totally one of those people pretending like if he goes to City, it's a business decision,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
I'm okay with it, but like inside, really, I it
Dying.
don't sit well. It don't sit well. Grav, reactions from a Liverpool fan. What does this do for you guys? What does it do for the league? Ronaldo back.
For anyone who's not a Manchester United fan, this is massively damaging, right? Like this is the sucker punch right in the gut right before the window ended, where you're like, oh, fuck, they did not. Because you know what you get with Cristiano Ronaldo is you get 25 league goals guaranteed a season. He's going to finish those chances that you guys have been creating. So you put the likes of him in front of Sancho, Rashford, Martial, Greenwood, Bruno, Pogba. Maybe Fred even becomes something that resembles a professional footballer now. You get something that resembles a team. It's gonna be exciting. So Ronaldo brings a lot to the table, man. And as a Liverpool fan, it's heartbreaking to see. But at the same time, you have to say, like for the league, it really spices things up now.
I
How
agree with
so?
that.
Oh, well, I think you've got the biggest icon in football has made his move after the other biggest icon in football lent his talents to the French league, which some people don't even call a league. I am one of them. Now you have the other most amazing footballer the world's seen in probably the last 20 to 30 years, lending his talents to the Premier League, coming home, as United fans would say. It's a massive deal for the Premier League, man. It brings a lot of attention. It's going to be box office. Every game that United play now is going to be box office. A lot of people are going to watch United games to watch Ronaldo play. So it's a big deal for the league in general, I think.
Well, Omar, do you expect when Ronaldo has arrived, do you expect like every week, every game we should be seeing an improvement under his tutelage? How much is he coming as a player? How much is he coming as a mentor? And how discuss that.
I think he's coming as all of them. Genuinely, when you think mentor first, I think what he's done for the club, you see the players talking about it in post-match interviews and their reactions. They're really, really excited. I think they're like, we get to play with one of the best players of the last generation. And then they'll see his work ethic, how he improves, as Gaurav talked about this. Just seeing what he does to the team, everything improves because they want to reach that level. Like class of '92 said the same thing about Cantona. He just brings them up. As a player, what I expect, um, not what we saw when he left United, which was he was a different player. He was a winger. He just was fast. He was dribbling all the time. Like the guy was just all flair, and by the end, he was end product as well. But now he is just goals. He will just be goals. He will probably not press as much. But for a 36-year-old, he is really quick. And don't forget, he was top scorer in Italy last season, outscoring Romelu Lukaku. Not a better player overall, in my opinion, but he still outscored him, and he also was top scorer at the Euros. That's what you get.
To take
Remarkable.
a bit of a basketball analogy here, he left Manchester United as a young James Harden, and he comes back as an experienced sniper in Kevin Durant. So what you're getting now is a polished diamond of a finisher. You're not getting a playmaker. You're not getting someone
Mm.
who's going to blitz past three or four defenders, and create some sort of fantastic Rabona cross or something like that we know and love from Cristiano. But what we're probably going to see is him at the end of a lot of great wing play. We're probably going to see him at the end of a lot of through balls. We're going to probably see him play a lot of little 1-2s in and around the box. He's going to be the apex of whatever United do. I think that's what he brings as a player. Now, in terms of as a mentor, that's a completely different story altogether. Cristiano Ronaldo is not a guy who's going to put his arm around you and be like, hey, man, this is what you need to do psychologically in order to prepare for a game at Anfield. What he is going to do is he's going to show you how he prepares for that big game. He's going to show you how he treats the semifinal of the Champions League. And he's going to be the ego that everyone gravitates towards in that dressing room. We've had conversations many times. Loads of neutrals have loved poking fun at United because United have not had a leader. Cristiano Ronaldo is that leader without even giving a fuck about leading. He just does it. Because everyone now has to rise up to that level and impress that motherfucker.
Essentially, it's kind of like Roy Keane. Roy Keane never really talked a lot. He just led by example. This is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to play. This is how I'm going to train. And you're going to get that same mentality with Ronaldo, plus all the ego and plus all the flair. Like, yeah.
Who do you guys think, who are you most curious to see him link up with? So there's a number of options, right? Bruno to Ronaldo, Pogba to Ronaldo. That's the two, like Luke Shaw to Ronaldo randomly. There's a lot of options. Cavani to Ronaldo, or even Ronaldo to Cavani, possibly. Who knows now?
I just think there's a lot of options for United. I think Gaurav touched upon this earlier. Like, we create a lot of chances.
But who
Are
are
you
you
asking
most excited with? Who are you most excited that, like, yo, that's the like tandem, the 1-2?
Rashford? I think you got like someone who's honestly the nutmeg king in Europe. Like, he really does like a little bit of his flair, and it's kind of like you see someone who likes that flair versus Ronaldo, who was all that flair. That's what I want to see, man.
Rob, who are you most scared of? I guess let's pose a different question.
Combination that I think is devastating to me as a neutral to look upon is anything coming from that midfield to Ronaldo's feet. That's what I'm afraid of, because I know Pogba's got a pass in him. I know Bruno's got a pass in him. And I know Ronaldo has enough in that first 1-2 touch to create enough space to pull off a shot, and that's all he needs. So for me, I would be devastated to see him link up really well with Paul Pogba. And I think if I'm a United fan, that's probably the poetry and justice that I'd want to see. I'd want to see Pogba's career get revived by this old United legend who's coming back to, seal his legacy.
Well, both Pogba and De Gea after yesterday's match were very excited for his return, and it's cool to see that they've, as a United fan, it's nice to see that they've already succeeded the leadership role. They know who's coming in and who, like, what his stature is in the club from before, and they're ready to give him that, like, yo, you do it. You're the manager now, or like basically he is like sort of a playing manager at some point.
I don't think Ronaldo has to walk into the shower and take his towel off for anyone to know he has the biggest dick, right? Like, this guy has done everything there has to be done in football.
I'm glad you went there, because I was scared for a second there. I was like, yo, I don't know where this one's going.
Yo, man, like, as far as metaphors go, that's the simplest one I can offer. The guy's got the biggest John in the fucking locker room. Everyone fucking knows it. And everyone is probably just worshiping that guy right now, hoping that he looks at them twice and offers them a bit of advice. Like, hey, man, I think you're great. You can be better. That would probably make, like, Anthony Martial piss his pants of joy. Like, it would, dude. It would. if you're any young footballer and you see that guy walk into the dressing room, he looks at you and like just does this, you fucking go time, bro.
Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. I'll end on this Ronaldo note just right at the beginning. I'm really happy with how professional this signing, Varane and Sancho was one thing. Sancho was a little protracted, but they got it done finally, quickly now. Varane was nicely done. This Ronaldo one, I have to give like they're doing something finally. It's been 6, 8 years of nothingness, and they're finally doing things that Manchester United should be doing. I just want to mention that as well. Liverpool's
I
been doing it for the last couple of years. You guys just sign players without like whispers
No
and
fuss,
whispers and
no fuss. I think, yeah, but that's a separate thing entirely. Like the way that they run their club, I think over the last since Michael Edwards came in, like just the way that they run their club is really well done. And it's nice to see United doing that as well.
There used to be the old Liverpool song when we used to have Brendan Rodgers when we were on that title run. It was poetry in motion, and there's a saying amongst Liverpool fans on Reddit forums and stuff, which is efficiency in motion, and that's our transfer policy under Michael Edwards because it just has been efficiency in motion. He's gotten very little wrong in terms of sells and buy-ins. So yeah, I mean, look, man, United have done really well this transfer window. And Ronaldo is not a cherry on top. He is the whole fucking cake. If you sign no one else and you sign Ronaldo, you would have had a great fucking window. So, you know.
Uh, I feel a little bit differently about that, but again, I will say that it's still like this is still like a really good transfer window for United. Like
I
it
think
does elevate the squad. It does
post
absolutely.
Fergie and your support for not wanting to see Ole fail is probably what's making you say that. In essence, you've probably had the best fucking transfer window in the last like 15 years.
he wants a DM. We all want a DM, especially after
Yeah.
yesterday's game where Fred literally on attack
Oh,
gave the ball and caused a counter, which somehow Wolves did not end up scoring. And he did that 2, 3 times for free. He gifted them a handicap of two,
yeah.
3 goals for nothing. So that's what his big gripe is. And I do agree. After yesterday's game, we need something a
I
little
think
bit more stability.
look after watching it, Fred had a really poor first half, like exceptionally poor first half. He had a better second half. Like he wasn't the shit show that he was in the first. But you're
When
right.
you're on attack and you give them the ball away to
Oh,
create a
I
counter,
saw
you
it,
can't
man.
get worse than that. That's all
I
my
was
point
shouting
is.
at the
It has
TV.
to be better than that.
I was absolutely shouting at the TV there. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it was bad.
Look, man, as an outsider, not having watched that game, everything that you had on paper before Ronaldo joins that squad is still enough, right? Like for me, you've had such a good window in terms of getting Sancho, which fills in that right flank that you guys had a massive gap in. And not only did you fill that gap, you filled it with one of the best young right wingers in the world. You wanted a partner at center back, you got one of the best young center backs in the world. And then you went out and got Ronaldo. If you need a DM on top of all of this, then I'm
I'll
sorry. You're just never
I'll tell you why.
just
I'll
not you're never gonna have it then. Like then
I'll
you
tell I'll
always
tell you
have a great
no.
excuse because oh we didn't have this fucking piece. Like for fuck's sakes, dude, you
I
guys have had the best window of any team.
Okay, this is what I'm coming from. Right now, all of these things you said, I understand that point of view. Like, and I'm not saying that we're not going to challenge. I feel like we are going to mount a real title challenge. But you know where there's a deficiency in the squad and it's quite apparent and it translates to other parts of the team. I know you can relate to this because you saw it last year. The Van Dijk injury. How it translates on every part of the to the team. Matic moves from midfield into the centre back role. That's a big hole. And then it translates to other parts of the team. The reason why I'm saying this is that I think that the squad is still lacking just a little bit. You get a defensive midfielder, you get a single pivot.
I don't disagree with the fact that there might be a deficiency in the squad. And to put it generally, and maybe this is to put it way too generally, what I'm going to say might offend you, but there's deficiencies in every fucking squad.
Yeah.
For example, every time we've played against City in the last 3-4 years, I've never felt like they were going to win the game. I always felt like we were going to win the game because I know City's always had the same deficiencies. Once you play through their press, you cut them wide open. Everyone knows that every squad has deficiencies. The point is that the good managers figure out how to squeeze the most amount of points out of the squad that they have. On paper,
That's fair.
you actually have a better squad than City now.
No, but
best-
I still think that we are definitely in the top three. I think we're going to challenge that. Okay, that point he is right about. Absolutely, he's right about. The
I think we have a stronger starting 11, but they have a deeper
squad.
15.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to be like, I agree and
But
disagree.
our
And
squad
even
has
with your
gotten a
prior
lot
debate,
better.
I agree and disagree with both of you. He's not wrong. Gaurav is not wrong about we should win. Once you get Ronaldo,
Yeah.
frankly
Yeah,
speaking, once you have Pogba stay and everything, De Gea is there, he is not wrong. But there are deficiencies, but you are right. There are systems to, like, that's your job as a manager
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
bro, figure
The
it
way,
out.
yeah,
so
even the
now,
way
guys,